tell me, here it is, I will open, read it, and be satisfied.
I'll provide it.
Is it there?
Chairman, I think I've said that it's not in that document. I will definitely make sure we are provided to the Senate.
But it has been done, so it
has been done.
Place. So, Chair, if we can see that the staff acknowledgement, you can give a ruling on the number of days.
Okay, we can give direction. Senator Onyonka.
I just wanted to say that, Chair, as I sit here as a Senator of Kisii County, we don't have either an HR audit which would show, and indeed Kisii is not a unique case, but I believe that anybody sensible would have made a decision to either do biometric registration, do an audit, because as I said, there were 2 audits done and they costed quite a bit, close to 10 million. That has not been shown. There is no staff establishment provided for so that you can know whether the numbers we are talking about do exist or not. So I would like to say that, Chair, with a lot of humility, I would want us to leave the discussion of this matter until all the data and information is provided to this committee. Otherwise, we accept the position of the Auditor General, and that is that there's nothing the county government has done as an executive to rationalize or plan on what is supposed to happen for the employees of the county government. Thank you.
Now, Governor,
Chair, on what my senator just mentioned, that there is no HR audit. I wonder if he has been even in this committee. When I made a report,
Governor, that's exactly where I'm going. That's exactly where I'm going. On 22nd of May 2023, when you appeared before this committee, to discuss similar issues, you reported to us that the county executive has procured a firm to undertake an audit of its human resource, and the exercise was ongoing. The exercise was expected to conclude in May 2023. So we were having the meeting in May, and when you appeared before us, you indicated that there was some work in progress. The conclusion and resolution of the committee was that the governor to appear before the committee in 30 days after conclusion of the ongoing audit. 30 days after the conclusion of the ongoing audit. So did this audit take place, and has it been concluded, and are there results? The one you referred to at our last meeting.
Chairman, audit was done.
Concluded?
Completed. And I believe, if my memory keeps me well, we must have submitted that report. Unless, if it's not there, again, I'll
No. The requirement was, really, the requirement was not for you to submit it. The requirement was, once you are done with the audit, because you are conscious that there was something going on, and so we could not make conclusive recommendations. So we said, go complete your audit, and then after 30 days, after conclusion of your audit, we shall reinvite you to give us an update. Now, I raise this to allow us to be orderly in the manner in which we proceed. If you can confirm that the audit was done, the audit was concluded, then what we need to do is to schedule a meeting to discuss the findings and recommendations from the audit. Is that fair?
That's okay, Chair.
And that's why I started by saying that really that is what you should have put on your response. That is specific. It is measurable. You know, but when you just say that we are taking measures, it does not tell us
Chair,
much.
I want to confirm that the audit was done, and we have the whole report. Any time that you need us before you, we'll provide it. We'll go through it so that you can be able to ascertain how many people went out and the savings from there, where did they go to? Why are we at 68? That one, Chair, we are ready to provide all that information.
So I think we would agree then that at 68% of total expenditure, this is a matter that requires special focus, a special inquiry, and perhaps a special audit. And which firm undertook the audit, if you can recall? Was it OAG or a private sector player?
No, it's government entity, that's IHRM.
IHRM.
Yeah.
So, members, we could create a date and an appointment where we will be looking at that report and then comparing it with your financial statements, because as I asked earlier, if you have taken some proactive measures, it should reflect on the bottom line. But if it's still going up, then it tells us that something is wrong.
Chair, again, it's important that we mentioned of 600 million. If you cumulatively, you'll be able to calculate what ACDs and the promotions actually could be more than 600 million that has been consumed inside there.
Is that explanation before us?
We can provide it, Mr. Chairman.
Again, you see where my problem is? Because it's easy to say 600 million was because we resolved issue number 2. There was an issue there where people are getting below minimum payment. And your officers should be able to compute and illustrate that. Mm-hmm. In fact, Governor, now you're starting to operate like a certain gentleman that I know, who does not allow anyone to advise him, who hires advisors and ends up advising his advisors. You cannot be like that guy.
Do we know that gentleman?
You shouldn't be like that guy.
Do we know that guy?
Are your officers advising you?
And that is why
are they helping you?
That is why I ask a question whether is the officers fear him. And
surely your CECs should have more data, more information than you do on technical basis. Yeah. And that's why I said your role is policy and politics. Theirs is technical. So please.
Oh, you're afraid you know more than them.
Allow your advisors to advise you.
Or advise them on how to advise you before you come here.
Don't be like that
before
guy.
You rule on HR so that we leave, we pick a date. And Governor, make sure, as the chair has ruled, provide us with many information, because your county is so unique that it has the highest above Nairobi. I've told you Nairobi is 56. You are now saying you'll approach 73. So make sure this issue of HR is addressed, because if you don't address us, as a Senate, we'll invoke Article 225 of the Constitution, where we'll recommend that Kisii County does not receive any funds, because this is a direct affront to the Constitution and the law. So I hope I don't know why Chairman is today magnanimous. He has given you a time where you will come back and provide more information so that this matter can be resolved. We want the people of Kisii to get employed and also to get drugs in hospital. We want people of Kisii to get employed and also to get good roads. So that is why the law is there. So, Governor, I request you that now that the chair has given you this lifeline, please provide us with all the necessary information so that we don't need to invoke Article 225 of the Constitution. I think, Chairman, I agree with you that we pick a date on how we can address this issue of wage bill so that we can move forward. I thank you.
Chair, I would also be interested to get the findings of the report, because all of us are having this conversation and discourse whether devolution is working for us or our counties maybe are too small and unviable. And if you collapse them and have maybe bigger entities, then it will be better. Our counties just employment bureaus, and just living maybe for your case now would be having like less than 20% for development. I would really be interested, because as a new model of governance in Kenya, would be wanting to know the challenges. We need moments of reflection on what is working and what is not working. So I think that report would really be good in terms of informing us on the best practice, maybe on employment and doing HR audit. Otherwise, that situation is dire in Kisii.
So, in line with what we had discussed earlier, clerks, let's prepare the list of shame. I'd already presented that to the Senate. When I was moving the report, I referred to the fiduciary risks report, where we said that 16 county governments spent more than 50% of their revenue on wages and benefits. And I think we listed the counties that were in that space. Kisii is the highest, followed by Mombasa, followed by Elgeyo Marakwet, Nyeri, Nairobi, etc. We must take a report to the House on how to deal with these counties that are at 50%. The law requires 35%. In fact, we probably should take a baseline and maybe say 40%. The report of PBO focused on those at 50%. Let's send a list of shame to the House. let's move the House to consider Article 225 that Senator Cherargei has talked about. Article 225 provides for stoppage of transfer of funds where there's a persistent material breach of the law, and to be at 68% against 35%, there is no greater definition of persistent material breach of the law. But before we take the motion to the House, we allow the counties to come and present the measures that they are taking, so that by the time we reach the conclusion that the CS Treasury should invoke Article 225, at least you have had an opportunity to be heard. I think, honorable members, that's a good approach. Yes. Governor?
Chair, I think that's a good approach, but I want to categorically put it here. The county of Kisii has not employed. The only placement I've done is the 48. It should go to record, Mr. Chairman.
We shall test it when you
Yes.
bring the detailed documents before us.
And Chair, we will definitely, with the help of the Senate, and I want to thank you guys, you are doing very good work in terms of fighting for resources coming to the counties. It's unfortunate that all this money goes into Wechibe. Therefore, it's something that we need really to crack, not as counties, as a nation, as it were. Kisii has not become, what do you call it? Employment Bureau, and it won't. And that's why to date I could have done even 100. But I refused, Mr. Chairman, other than those replacements that I was making. Thank you.
Excuse me, Chair.
Yes, Senator?
Just a second. I completely hear what Governor is saying. But Governor, you know we are all human beings. Bring us the report. Once we have it, you can say what you say. But without that report, I don't listen to what you're saying.
Chairman.
Thank you.
Chairman, I want to say any politics, local politics, because everything we are hearing here is hearsays, as they were. Therefore, if again anybody has any facts against what we are saying, Mr. Chairman, also should be able to table from any quarter.
No, Governor, we have given you the opportunity to present the facts. Yes. You have done an audit. So let's leave it at that point until we see the facts coming out of the audit report. I think we'll leave it at that. This committee does not process any other matter, the politics on the ground. Here we deal with the numbers. Now, Auditor, I am extremely concerned because I'm trying to see how much is going to development in this county. And the numbers are not adding up. Because if 68% is going to salaries, Senator Mwaruma had already mentioned that about 11% goes to the county assembly. So that's 79%. So I'm trying to establish what is it that remains for development. And yet, when I look at transfers to other government entities, which includes the county assembly, I'm only seeing 40 million having been transferred. Auditor, having looked at these financial statements, and CEC, you will need to now tell us, at least this one you cannot toast to the governor. Did we report properly